Muslim country to France.
Right, and most of these Muslim migrants are just making the march to go through there. So if you live in Italy, you'll have information and news on other countries around you. That being said, they, all eyes on America, if you will, especially with this election going on. Their local news may be not promoting, but exposing American politics, saying whatever they want to say about it. Maybe they're saying it's corrupt or not corrupt, better or worse. Make fun of America. I mean, that's how it is, right?
Well, it sounds like if Trump gets elected, it sounds like they'll be like, I don't know, celebrating his idea and trying to adopt it for themselves.
Well, certainly saying, well, okay, we've got somebody that's taken a stand against this violence. Finally, maybe we can take that same stance too, especially when it works out. Look, America's doing it and it's working. We need to do it too. I could see that.
Not only that, but they could find an ally in Trump.
Right, that's
true. Say, hey, we
Mm-hmm.
agree with what you're doing and what your ideas are and your beliefs. We'd like for you to, help us out. I don't know.
Right. No, definitely. So on Wednesday, and this is kind of going back to Trump a little bit, but on Wednesday on Morning Joe, there's a member of the Georgian Republican Party, former Newt Gingrich backer, and RNC Rules Committee member. So he's a member of the committee that makes these rules for the nomination process. His name's Randy Evans. He told MSNBC's Morning Joe that Trump could win the GOP nomination even if he comes short of the 1237. He said that he's got to get 1,100 minimum.
Right.
If he breaks,
that was big news.
Right. If he breaks the 1,100 delegate count, pretty much that's it. He will get the delegation and the nomination.
The reason is because I don't know all the little intricate details. Apparently,
I thought it was a fake article, but I had to get into it.
I
saw him talking about it.
No, it was real. Yeah, he talked about it. So of course he got taken to the woodshed by all of his colleagues. Like, whoa! You didn't really mean
you can't leak that
we're going to change the rules to 1,100 gets you the nomination. He said, no, we're not changing rules. You still need 1237. What I'm saying is that if he gets to 1,100, he will get to 1237. And how does that happen? It happens because it'll be 137 delegates behind. There will be enough unbound delegates that he could pick up in order to get the 1237. I didn't realize there were so many of them laying around, but apparently there are.
They're laying around everywhere.
Bodies everywhere.
So you just walk up, just start picking them up, get wheelbarrows, and start picking them all up, bring them in. So he said that there was a gray area, though. If he's between 1,000 and 1,100, it's a real gray area and very dangerous. So you got to break 1,100. That's just it. And the Morning Joe said something about, what about 1,000? What about under 1,100? He said if he's under 1,100, between the 1,000 and 1,100 mark, it's a gray area. Could still do it, but it's not.
But if he gets 1,100, it's done.
Pretty much 1,100 is all over with. And that's not too far behind. I mean,
well, now today sounds like the Trump campaign sounds like they're going to get to the whole 1237.
Yeah. Well, his delegate guy, Manafort, is extremely confident. No questions asked.
Now, is he supposed to be extremely confident? Show that. He's not supposed to say, well, I don't know if we'll make it. We're trying our hardest.
Well, if you sounded like Hillary's spokesperson, it's just...
what did he say?
Well, no. I mean, when they talk about even... like Bill Clinton said, yeah, this is the hardest fought race we've ever fought. It's hard. This is harder than when I ran. It's tough. It's tough.
It's so tough.
So, I mean, that doesn't sound good. I mean, I wouldn't say that to reiterate how hard it is, how tough it is. She's fighting the good. Okay, maybe that's what those communists do. Yeah, fighting a good fight. But I would be more on the positive notion. Oh no, we got this. We got this.
Well, you almost have to because the time to second guess whether you're going to do it is after you lose, right?
Right.
You can't be second guessing it if you're expecting to win.
So Sanders apparently has won the last 7 straight. But, that's been painful for Hillary. So, coming up April 19th, 95 delegates at stake in New York. 95.
For the Democrats?
For Republicans.
Oh, for Republicans, okay.
Republicans. Democrats is 291.
Yeah, they have a different delegate situation. But
it's insane.
So, out of those 95, Trump could get all 95.
If he gets all 95, that's huge. That'd be a huge win. And then April 26th, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey all vote on April 26th. And right there, you're looking at maybe almost close to 200 delegates in one day.
So this whole Colorado and Wyoming thing, I think, has sealed the deal, I think, for Trump. My prediction is that he'll probably come really close to getting 100% of the New York delegates.
Sorry, did I say New Jersey?
Well, New Jersey's is later
No,
on.
No, it's Rhode Island.
Oh,
Apologize.
okay. How many delegates? Like a half of one? It's a half of a person.
For Rhode Island?
Yeah.
They get a quarter of a person. Quarter each. They all split up one person.
No, it's actually a delegate in Maryland.
Oh, they lent him.
He goes both ways.
Oh, so he's bi. He goes from one state to another state.
He's bistatual.
Nice. And so then the big one they talked about, Indiana, which is May 3rd.
Oh man, that's going to end up being interesting.
57. Because you could look at the polls right now, and I honestly believe the polls right now don't mean nothing. Give it another week.
Oh yeah. And not only that, but the delegate count may be totally different than what the polls are.
That's true.
So, no, but it sounds like the Cruz camp is starting to gloat about how they're gonna destroy Trump in Indiana.
Right. And then he mentioned California. June 7th is literally D-Day. It has to go down, and you have to win. This is June 7th. Mark that on your calendar. This is the day of the days. California, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Dakota. North Dakota's for Democrats. New Mexico and South Dakota for Republicans. Delegate count, California, 172.
But they're proportional, though, right?
Okay, but still, it's 172.
Right. There's a lot to pick up there, but you're not going to pick up
all of them.
Anywhere near 170.
And then they mentioned New Jersey with 51.
That's a lot for a little state.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. New Mexico with 24 and South Dakota with 29. So right there is almost 300 delegates in one day.
Well, and it doesn't sound like, based on what we're seeing in New York State, that New Jersey is going to be very friendly to Cruz either.
No, definitely not. And that is the last. That's the last of the last. Is June 7th.
And the last poll I checked, Trump's actually leading in California. I know there's this big talk about how, Cruz is going to make a big come up in California, and there's so many delegates at stake, he's going to stop Trump there and all this kind of stuff. But Cruz does have good support in California, but last I checked, I think Trump is still up. Not by a lot, but still up.
California latest, the average of all the polls, Trump 41, Cruz 31, Kasich 15.5.
That's like a surprising.
Yeah.
That's like 1 out of every 8 people is like, yeah, I'm totally for Kasich.
So out of all these polls, the very latest poll, which was April 15th, Trump plus 18.
Nationally?
In California.
Oh, California. Plus 18?
The very last, I averaged them all together.
Uh-huh.
But the one single CBS YouGov poll, the very last one was taken on April from March to April 15th, and that poll has him up plus 18.
So you think that a big chunk of that, because it's such a spike, has to do with what happened in Colorado?
It is the highest one yet.
But here's the problem.
There's other ones that are plus 7, plus 8, plus 1 LA Times.
By the time their primary comes...
That is LA Slimes.
Oh. By the time the primary comes, this Colorado-Wyoming debacle is going to be ancient history. Ancient history. We'll be looking back at it like it happened 5 years ago.
Oh, no, not if they keep it going. Dude, Wyoming kept it going.
That's one more week. You just added a week to it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that they're going to forget about this in 2 weeks.
Okay, but, But
in the meantime,
they may have...
New York will have already happened.
New York already happened. They'll hammer that home, win New York, and they move on. But I think, me personally, I know Colorado and Wyoming will be forgotten. However, minds will have been changed to Trump. And they won't, even if they don't remember why they changed their mind to Trump because of Colorado and Wyoming, they've swayed to Trump. Okay, I'm Trump now.
Who?
Other delegates that saw that and didn't like that.
My question is,
we're on the fence.
So my question is, Colorado, no primary whatsoever. Did these people have to sign on the dotted line that from here all the way to the convention, I will be for Cruz. I'm a solid Cruz vote, and I will vote for Cruz on the
first ballot. First ballot.
So they're stuck with it. When they sign their name on the dotted line, they're stuck with it. The reason I ask that is because if Trump were to do a full sweep of New York State and do really well on the other states that same day, it's going to be a tsunami that's going to register in the subsequent primaries after that. Do people in Colorado say, well, you know what, I did say I was going to be for Cruz, but now that it looks like Trump is going to absolutely
that's
win.
A question I do not know.
Yeah, I mean, can they be swayed? Can people in the Trump campaign show up in Colorado and say, I know you told Cruz you're going to vote for him, but look at us now. Look at us now. We are winning. We are winning. Why don't you get on the Trump train? Let's go.
The Trump train all the way to Trump Town, wherever that is. I don't know.
Trump Town. Okay. Apparently Washington D.C.
Boogie Town. Yes. Wow.
So anyway,
no, that's a good question. I don't believe so, but hell, anything can happen nowadays.
It just seems kind of weird that they have no primary whatsoever, but then on this particular day, last Saturday, and yesterday, according to Wyoming, that these people have to chisel their first ballot vote in stone right now.
Wow.
It seems kind of weird.
Yeah, it does.
But apparently that's the way that it's being reported.
Well, the delegates like when he wins New York and he wins all those delegates,
if he does a clean sweep.
Well, they all have to say that it's in stone on first round. It's already done.
But their vote is based on the election by the people.
Oh, right.
Colorado,
right.
I mean, presumably you've got to know, as a Colorado delegate, you've got to know that you have, by doing your part as a collective, all the delegates together, collectively, you have disenfranchised a large chunk of voters in your own state. So it seems a little bit easier for somebody to say, you know what, I know I told you, I know I promised you I was going to vote for Cruz, but I think it's right for me to go ahead and give the voice to the people who would actually vote for Trump.
Right. Okay, well, here's what I saw. I saw a couple different videos and some journalists that were on the ground in Colorado. We didn't fly them there, but I looked up at what they were doing. As it unfolded at the convention in Colorado, if you are a Trump delegate or you're a delegate and you say, I am guaranteed I'm on the Trump train, then you would walk up on stage and you'd give your spiel and you would say why you're on the Trump train. I'm delegate number 337, vote for me. And so the people in the crowd would look at their ballot, and it had